Good morning, Riabua fam. I'm back, your girl Kelly Banks with Riabua. I'm not alone again today. I have a new guest. You see me sitting straight. I'm very confident because next to me is the confidence coach, Khethiwe Khethiwe Makhethi. Welcome, Khethiwe.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. When I saw you start a podcast and a YouTube channel, I was like, that is so awesome. I love what she's doing. And then I was invited. Hey guys, I'm so excited to be here with you.
Guys, you can feel the atmosphere in here. It's hot. It's happening. So, Khethiwe, what I want you to do, my love, what Riabua is all about, we educate, we inspire, we motivate, we promote people to start whatever that they feel like starting. So, I want you to introduce yourself. Who is Khethiwe Makhethi Phathi?
That can be a very long introduction, but I'll keep it to a minimum, guys, right? So that we can get to the juicy spots in the video. So, Khethiwe Makhethi Phathi. Phakathi for now. Wink, wink. Not too much. Yeah, I am an advocate for fun. I'm an advocate for freedom. I'm an advocate for confidence. I'm an advocate for people being themselves. I'm an advocate for life being lived fully. And growing up as a child, I've always been told that I speak a lot. I always want to come up with a solution, even if it's not needed, whatever that means. That was feedback I've been getting, and I didn't know what that meant, right? But now, in my mid-30s, for the past few years now, I've known what it means. It was all part of my purpose, why I'm alive, because I'm a fan of people functioning in their purpose, Kelly. Wow. Whether you are employed or you are in business, if you are functioning within your purpose, you are just flourishing, guys. Life is that much better. So, what else can I add about myself? I am a people lover. Wow. Like, I absolutely love people. I meet someone on social media, I am their fan, and they're true fan for life.
I was so surprised. Like your support, like following me, inboxing me and all that. I'm like, okay, this person, I want her on my podcast.
I'm a true people lover, and I enjoy that a lot. And at heart, the core of all my businesses is to develop and educate others. Wow. At heart, that's what I am about. One of my primary education focuses and a skill that I'm always developing is facilitating learning. Even if it means creating a space for you to teach others. But guys, I'm just learning and development.
So, Khethiwe, apart from Khethiwe loving people and all that, who is Khethiwe in the business space? What does Khethiwe do? What is a confidence coach? Let's start there.
Okay, so we started with what's a confidence coach? Yes. Okay, so a confidence coach is me. Hello. I am a confidence coach. Like, hello. As a confidence coach, what I do is I help people experience the freedom of being fully themselves. Doesn't matter where they are, who they are with, when it is. So all the time, anytime, anywhere and everywhere, you are free to be fully yourself. So it's not a matter of if you are an orange person, but when you get into a boardroom with executives, you suddenly become green. When you are at the traffic light with Kelly, you suddenly a lighter version of orange. When you're home with your kids and your wife, you are suddenly like blue. No, it's being fully yourself wherever you are, right? And that brings so much freedom. So as a confidence coach, I'm actually on a mission internationally to cure the pandemic of people believing that it's okay to be different used in different situations, because that's why people end up sick. They are burdened by the fact that, oh, now I'm at church. This is my church vibe, Oh, now I'm with Kelly on a YouTube video. This is my YouTube vibe, So I'm actually on a mission to cure that you as you are fully is suitable for all areas of your life.
Yeah, quite interesting. So, Khethiwe, I've watched one of your YouTube episodes. So what you mentioned there is the difference between being confident and arrogant. So how do I know when I'm overstepping the confidence line?
Okay, so I always love hearing this question, right? Because so many people need the freedom that comes with this, Kelly. I take it very, very seriously. Because a lot of people, because of that question, a lot of people are scared of exploring their confidence or meeting their confidence because of the I'm going to jump the line story, right? So, how I can help someone is this. Let's look at the whole thin line story as a lie. The whole thin line story, guys, between confidence and arrogance is a complete lie. Because what that story does is it tells us that confidence is a tea bag. You put it in tea and in hot water, and as soon as it stayed for too long, it then becomes arrogance because it's too strong a confidence. That's what we're saying when we talk about crossing the line. And the truth is, it's not, right? That's a complete lie. How so? In fact, confidence and arrogance are galaxies apart, not even planets, galaxies apart. And here's how. When you are arrogant, Katie, you are actually proving that you have zero confidence. Because a confident person has no room, no function, no space, no purpose for arrogance. How can I prove my theory? Because my theory is actually fact. Let me prove the theory. So when you let's make an example of two managers in the workspace, right? They do the exact same role, exact same team, duplicates of each other. The only difference is that manager one is arrogant, manager two is confident. Okay. So if they both supposed to execute something and they only know 5 out of 10 of whatever they're supposed to know, manager one, who is the confident one, is okay with accepting that they only know 5 out of 10, is okay with aspiring to know 6 tomorrow, 7 the next day, is okay to delegate 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to the other parties in the team, is okay and comfortable to say, guys, we'll learn and develop together because right now I'm the 5 and I'm going to a 10. However, on the other end, the arrogant manager now has the job of proving to us that they know 10 out of 10, which is a lie. They must show us they know 10 out of 10. They must make us believe they know 10 out of 10. They must make us feel that they know 10 out of 10. So now they have this lie of an extra 5 points that doesn't exist, that they're busy working so hard to prove. That's why they end up oppressing people, end up being mean, because you try to live up to something that isn't there. Because if I dare ask you something that needs an 8 out of 10, you better prove that it's there, which means you're making it up. So arrogance comes with a lot of lies, because you're making up stuff that doesn't exist. But if you're a confident person, there's no room for the arrogance because it's not even necessary. Because you're accepting where you are and you're leaving room for improvement. So the two are in fact worlds apart. And remember this, remember it this way if you forget the example. Arrogance is actually proof of the absence of confidence. Okay.
Wow, guys. Okay, so Khethiwe, apart from confidence coaching, what else does Khethiwe do?
Okay, so as the purpose entrepreneur, I function on 2 pillars, right? Which is one, established businesses that assist other people to make an income from, right? Whether selling the services or being employed, etc. And then the second leg of my function as the purpose entrepreneur is to help people to function in their purpose, whether you're in employment or you're running a business. So as a result of that, I have 4 businesses, 3 of which I launched without any funding. So the 4 businesses, just to give you a short synopsis, English, guys, that word, you know the word I'm looking for. So the 4 of them, right? So they all stem from who I am. Which was what makes me enjoy functioning in those businesses, because it's in line with my purpose. My purpose is to speak life. I knew when I was 19 years old, I know that I'm very fortunate. When I was 19 years old, I knew that God put me here to speak life. Now, speaking life can happen in many, many forms. It's not limited to verbalizing or Bible, you know. So they all stem from who I am. It's an extension of who I am. So as the purpose entrepreneur, I've established 4 businesses that help me serve my purpose. So the first and oldest one is a learning and development company. You know how I told you I'm this learning and development, like a passion of mine. So we work with organizations, corporates, the private sector, individuals, helping them see that lasting development happens by developing Kelly first, developing people first, then the team, then the organization. Because if we're just going to start with the team, like, let's all go to sales training, it will happen, it will last, but she will still be battling with how to manage her finances, how to manage her confidence and the like, so that training might water down after a while. But if we start and sort out her needs, then the team, then the organization, you're onto a good start, And then the other one is a natural hair salon because, hey y'all, hey, this is happy hair with the happy scalp. So we don't use a comb, we don't use a blow dryer, we don't use any chemicals, just natural products in our hands. And my favorite part, which is throughout my businesses, we do something called #YourHairEducation. So as you sit there, we are educating you about what's happening on your head. Why are we doing this? Why are we not
tell
doing
me,
that,
the hair products that you use, where do you get them from?
We don't manufacture yet. We're looking to grow them, but we just source them from a manufacturer who only uses strictly natural ingredients. Yes, and then we source them, and then we mix them the way we want them to be mixed for the results that we want, and then we package them and we sell them. Yeah, and that thing is Hair Canai. Yes, so
what's the name again?
It's Nyanvelo Afro Only. Gemvelo Afro Only.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so let's move to how you started the 3 businesses without any funding.
Okay, so the 3 businesses that I started without any funding is the confidence coaching. It's the Today I Can Travel the World business.
Yeah.
It's the what was the other one? It's the training company, because the hair salon, my partner and I took money out of our pockets and funded it, right? So it did take funding, even though we didn't take funding from somewhere else, but it's still funding from us. We funded the business. So the training company, the travel company, and the conference coaching had no funding, not even from myself. For example, with Today I Can Travel the World. That's the name of the company.
I want to be a part of it, please.
Yeah, please. So with Today I Can Travel the World, how I started it, I've always enjoyed hunting for amazing experiences, trips and travels at bargain prices, whether it's for business, whether it's for me alone, whether it's for me and family and friends and whatever. I would be the one that I'll get the good deals, awesome experiences and stuff, and I did that. So then a few years later, I thought, you know what, people want me to do this for them. Let me keep doing it, and that's what I'm doing. So it's basically there to show South Africans that you can travel today. You don't have to wait until a future day to have big money, whatever big money is. You can travel now with the money that you do have and explore South Africa and the world, right?
So tell me, is this business of yours funded? Because I see you go into different venues and selling them and all that. So are you getting funding? Are you doing it out of your own pocket?
No. So the business is not funded. So I hunt for the yummy deals for people to experience. And then people like you that want to be involved, you sell the packages, right? Because for me, the exciting part is not selling the trips. You sell the trips, you get 10 to 20% discount, guys. If you want to sell the trips for us, you can do that. And then I've built relationships with some of the accommodations that are like, Khethiwe, because you are saying you want to create a staycation with our accommodation, come experience it, then do a review and tell the people how it's going, what the experience was like. There's a second one coming up on my YouTube channel soon of another place that I went to, and so that's one way. And then another way is I ask them, like with the second one, I went and I asked them and I said, I've been to your place for lunch, now I want to come for a 2-night stay, can I please give a prize to another person to join me and we come for free, so that I can show people that. And people are like, yes, it's amazing what you can achieve just by asking. Yeah, so they were funded by those people, so to speak.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the travel one. And then with the confidence coaching, when I got into the life coaching space and I decided that I want to choose a niche because life is too broad, right? I sat down and evaluated feedback I've received from people over the years. People were always saying, you are so yourself, whether you're giving a pitch in a boardroom or a stage at a conference or you're dealing with young people, you are just so you, how do you do it? How are you so free? And I was like, okay, so the feedback is telling me that people want to know how to be themselves. People want to know how to have confidence that's applicable in all areas of their lives. People want to know how to express their true selves, whether they're in relationships or in the workspace or functioning in corporate. So I'm going to focus on what I've been my whole life, which is the confidence. And with the training company, how I started it without funding there, it was just word of mouth. When people invite me to come and facilitate team building, something I've never done before, but they just think I'm such a great active speaker, come help our team. And then, excuse me, you have word of mouth. She did our team building, is great there. Next thing you know, Department of Education is inviting me to facilitate there, Standard Bank is inviting me to facilitate that, and it just grew from there without funding until now. We're hiring facilitators and have multiple programs now.
Oh, okay. So tell me, one thing that I've seen on your one of your YouTube videos is that you covered a topic where you were talking about a hook, like the icebreaker, that is applicable across the boardroom, conference room, or wherever. Can you please share that with the listeners?
About effective icebreakers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so icebreakers are, I'll give like the general definition. It's just activities or interventions to get people to be comfortable and willing to engage and participate and relax, right? Because more often than not, when you bring people together, whether it's online, whether it's for a meeting or an event, you know, an AGM, they have things going on in their minds outside of that room, outside of that online space. They're thinking, I've got a pot on the stove. They're thinking, I'm going to fetch my kids from school. They're thinking lots of things. So you want to collect their minds so that they focus on absorbing the value of what's about to happen, contributing to the value that's about to be experienced. That's what you want to do. They don't have to be long and elaborate. It can be 5 minutes, can be 45 minutes. It can be at intervals. You know, because there are some conferences that will invite our facilitators to come do icebreakers in the morning, in the afternoon, and at the end, you know. And you need to be somebody who appreciates that art, that intervention, that skill, to be somebody that produces it and facilitates it. Because if you just go into Google an activity and facilitate it, you will leave out some very important parts of the purpose of it, such as debriefing. You know, I mean, because at the end of the activity, people must know now. So what if we have the same paper that says apple, apple? You know, you must be able to appreciate the skill of wrapping that up in a way that imparts their lives. Because if you do it correctly, Kelly, the great thing is that it teaches people life lessons that they can apply years later, anywhere and everywhere in their lives, not just in the session that you're having. And people that are doing more and more online work, I beg of you, please use effective icebreakers. If you don't know how, please contact us at rightclickafrica.com, because it's a shame what I'm seeing online. People are not participating because you are not inviting them to. You are not putting their minds to focus on what you're doing.
Okay, Khethiwe. There's so much to absorb, okay?
I
need to put myself towards myself.
While she does that, I'm going to tell you about my YouTube channel.
No, I was gonna ask it. Oh, okay. So you have a your YouTube channel. What do you discuss there? What do you share?
Okay. My YouTube channel, I want to get to a space where I post weekly, because right now I'm posting like once a month, so I'm not happy with the consistency. It's called The Purpose Entrepreneur. The Purpose Entrepreneur is basically there to help me to extend the business coaching that we offer at Right Click, that I offer when helping people in business, people in employment about functioning their purpose, to bring that coaching practices to that space. Is also to help people see what the life of a person who has multiple businesses looks like. Even though I'm someone that values rest, you must see how I fit rest in there. I also want to give reviews of other business people that I met on Facebook. You know, you're selling dresses on Facebook. I bought it, and what was my experience? I want to go and review that myself, of experiences I've had of you. I also want to profile business people, but now I want an angle that is not usually spoken about, because usually when business people speak about, I've experienced challenges, they just say, oh, it was a tough 2 years, then after that it was great, now we've picked up. We want to know what happened in those 2 years. What was tough? You know, did you not have money for petrol? Why? You know, what did you eat for supper? We want to know the details, you know. Why were the clients rejecting you? The details of what this tough 2 years is, and how you moved out of it. Among many other things.
Okay, so talking about that, what would you say is the highlight of your career? And what would you say are the challenges that you came across in your career, like building your businesses and building Khethiwe as the confident Khethiwe today?
Okay, so my highlights. Yo, guys, I have highlights daily. My highlights are definitely when I'm trying to pick one now. There's so many. You want one? My highlights are definitely when I get feedback from someone I coached maybe 5 months ago, and they're telling me how the coaching that happened 5 months ago was helpful today.
Wow.
That's always amazing. I mean, even in the corporate space, from the training company till today, you still get people that say that they were part of our learning and development interventions. Maybe we're training them on sales, the basics of sales, or we're training them on the basics of customer care. And they say, you know what, for me to climb the corporate ladder over the past 5 years, I've always gone back to something your facilitators said when they were training us customer service. Till today, I still value the fact that customer service also depends on me understanding that my colleague is my customer at this level. The person interviewing me is my customer. How am I serving them when I go for an interview? Till today, that has helped me climb. So feedback of something that happened in the past about it still impacting someone today. That's always amazing.
That's nice. So where do you get your material? Do you do your own material, like the training material?
It depends on what the customer wants. So sometimes it's material that we purchase from the seaters because the customer is very clear that they want that from the seaters. We purchase that and we use it. But that's sometimes. But most of the time it's our own material that we've developed over the past 9 years. Review and assess and modify and over the past 9 years. That's what we're doing. All the way from the basics of public speaking skill, the basics of customer care, of what's this, management versus leadership. It's a lot, yeah. We keep improving that. And then you had also asked the question about challenges. One of my biggest challenges that I'm going to do a whole YouTube video on. I need to catch my breath because I've never done something like that before, but I'm going to do it. How I squandered. You know that show of I Blew It?
Yeah.
I blew it without. I blew it who has never tasted alcohol. I blew it who doesn't smoke. I blew it who doesn't splash on friends. But I blew it of my own, because in business a few years ago, we did great work. There was millions made, but I don't know where the millions went. So I'm gonna do a whole video. Yeah. So I'm gonna do a whole video of that. Because it had come at a time where I didn't know what to do. And I was very young. I was in my late 20s. But anyway, now I'm wiser and better, and these millions coming in now are finding me, buying them lands, investing in them property. Now I know. But I want to tell that story for somebody else who doesn't know, so they can learn from my mistake and not crash like I did before they learn. I had to crash first, then learn. So hopefully it can help someone else, So that's one of the challenges that I've had. And another challenge within business, but I'm glad that I'm no longer experiencing it as much. But when I was starting out as a young female Black business person in South Africa, the challenges were there were people in positions of deciding whether we get the business or not, and we're using their power of being male and older and the decider as a power stick, to say you do what I want or you just don't get it, even if everything we want you have, even the testimonials of people who sort of prove that we are the best candidate, but just because you, Khethiwe, are not willing to do what Priscilla has agreed to do, Priscilla will get it. So that was a challenge for a long time. But for somebody out there who's dealing with this, one of the ways to deal with that is to decide before you come across it how you will handle it. Because I decided when leaving corporate, stepping into business, having heard of such stories, how I would handle it, so that when it happened, it didn't catch me off guard, and I wasn't thinking, should I, shouldn't I? Because the should I, shouldn't I happens because you have not thought of how you will adjust. So I had decided while leaving corporate that I would not entertain it. So when it happened, I knew it wasn't about me. Next.
When leaving the corporate world.
Oh, okay.
How did it come about?
I was in internal sales, had very limited savings, and a car, and that was it. And when I got back home, my parents were like, we'll support you. And I'm grateful about that. I'm grateful to that till this day. They were like, we'll support you. It sounds crazy because you've got a good job, you're earning well. It would be better and much greater in a few years, but we support you. Do whatever you need to do. And I remember that the first week because when I stopped corporate, it was a Friday, and I rested for the weekend. And the first week, I just drove to the factories nearby because I lived in a neighborhood near factories, and went to the factories nearby across like a huge national road sort of thing. And I started knocking, cold knocking. I got so many. No, you have not made an appointment. No, they will not speak with you. No, go away. No, you must call them. No, you must email them. But one company that does chicken packaging, they say the guy was
that
willing.
one yes.
That one yes. You know, this is the Monday, and this one yes came out around 3 o'clock. You know, because I had lunch in the car, didn't even go back home, and he said, "I'll see you." You know, so the yes that I celebrated, that I was excited about, was the fact that he said he will see me there in his office. This is somebody who knows nothing about business. I'm talking about me. Because the reason I left corporate is because the word of mouth was doing so great with the team buildings and stuff, you know, but the training part wasn't known. So that's what the cold calling was about. And he said yes to see me. I remember I was so excited sitting there. I was celebrating inside my head that, oh my gosh, this guy agreed to see me. He will now understand what I do as a facilitator, why it's my passion, and so on and so forth. At the end of it, he said I'm going to send him an email and stuff. He did not give us the business. And being a growing entrepreneur, I now know why he didn't. Because I went there with the wrong mandate. I didn't go in there to serve the client. I went in there to tell them why me, why I'm a great facilitator, why I can do wonders for them. Of course, they're not going to take it, you know. But I've been attending business development sessions since then. I mean, I'm always constantly learning, even using myself as a guinea pig. I can see, oh, that's why that didn't work, you know. Yeah. And yeah, so no, you can wrap up now, Shane. No pressure.
Thank you for allowing me to wrap up, Khethiwe. No, Khethiwe, I want to thank you for your energy, for your interest in my life, my career, Riabua journey. You've known about this podcast way before I could even start the podcast, and you've always been on my guest list, and you've always said yes with excitement. I'm excited now to be here. I'm sitting here with a straight face because I'm scared of being arrogant. I don't want to. I don't want to overstep the line. But thank you so much, and I'm wishing you all the best in your journey. And you forgot to mention where people can find you on your social media handles and all that. Please do share with the listeners.
All right. Thank you for those well wishes, and I'm very excited to have met you and did this, because when you mentioned it a while ago, I was like, I'm going to be a guest with Kelly. So I really enjoyed myself. Thank you. And these conversations, keep doing them with Riabua. I love the name of your show, by the way.
Thank you.
Riabua, keep doing them, because these conversations are helping someone there who does not have access to having this conversation. So keep doing that. It's amazing. Thank you so much. And where people can reach me for... Actually, just follow all my socials, and then you'll pick what works for you, right? So Facebook is Makhethi Speaks Life. That's the Facebook page. And Facebook is also The Purpose Entrepreneur. And then on Instagram, it's at The Voice of Confidence, because, hello, at The Voice of Confidence. And it's also at The Purpose Entrepreneur. And that's it. And you can also send me an email to Makhethi at Makhethi Speaks Life. Yeah, that's it. See you on the socials.
Okay, guys, not forgetting Riabua. Khethiwe, what I normally do is I want people to say Riabua. Tell the people Riabua.
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 Siyakhuluma. Riabua siyakhuluma on Sprat. Siyathetha. We talk. Siyancokola.
Okay, guys, please do subscribe to Riabua if you haven't. Follow Riabua on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I appreciate your time. Appreciate your support so far, and appreciate people like you, Khethiwe, who take time out of their busy schedule. She double booked herself, by the way, but she managed to squeeze me in. I'm that important. Thank you so much. Bye bye, my people.
Bye.